Hello, hello. I hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous day and you are following your heart and your intuition without all the questions of the mind, listening to those messages, those divine messages that come through and trusting them. It's those layers of fear that come from the mind that block us from those wonderful possibilities that are out there for us. And what I'm doing today is continuing this lovely list that I wrote on the plane ride home, answering people's questions of why I was so energetic, why I was so happy, and why I was so freely giving at Enlightened Warrior Training Camp. And today is number 3 of reasons why we have a lot of energy. I wanted to start with just explaining something about energy. Energy is always there. And sometimes we actually, I think, use the term more about being energetic. I actually wrote a blog post on this, so you can look at my blog posts about that. So energy is always there, and it's a little more a matter of the direction that the energy is going and how much energy is moving in that direction. So we seem more energetic when our energy is rising, right? Because when you're sad, when you're tired, you're a little bit more downward. When you're excited and happy, you're a little bit more upward. And then also we're going to see more energetic if we truly have all of our energy focused in that direction. So the energy could be scattered, going in all different directions, and then we're going to get tired sooner because it's not all going to where we want it to go. It's the idea of multitasking, of doing multiple things at once. So it's helpful if we're focusing it in one direction at each moment, being present with that very moment. It's a very special thing to be present because that's when we can enjoy and we can love that single moment that's happening because it's so, so beautiful, rather than being in our head about something that's not even happening in front of us. We question so many times of the things that are happening in the world or politics, when if you look around the room, what's actually happening where you are in your life in your present moment. And that's more of the concern that would need to happen. And how do we raise energy? How do we feel more energetic? Well, simply at Enlightened Warrior Training Camp, I was among a bunch of people who were all trying to raise their energy, who were all trying to be the best that they can be. Being in a group, we feed off of each other and we help step each other up. So being around a group is the first option. The other thing that we did in Enlightened Warrior Training Camp was repeated these affirmations or attitudes of a warrior, and then there's ways of a warrior. So I thought I would share them with you right now. These don't have to be secret. So these are attitudes of a warrior. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 of them we're going to do right now. And if you're somewhere where you can say this loudly, then do it. Otherwise, say it really, really affirmatively inside your body. Every single cell is saying this. Just say what you believe, though. So just start with what you believe. Otherwise, we start playing games back and forth in ourselves where we revolt if we're saying things we don't believe. So repeating after me. I am a warrior. I act in spite of fear. I am a warrior. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I am a warrior. I do everything at 100%. I am a warrior. I am willing to do what's hard. I am a warrior. I act in spite of my mood. I am a warrior. I am bigger than any obstacle. I am a warrior. I succeed in spite of anything. I am a warrior. I never give up. Now, and I have to tell you something interesting that I was just thinking about while I was reading these to you right now. During the group activities, there were some times where you might be doing something individually or working with a partner, and you have your team cheering on. And we were often given the guidance that we could either say something that directly helps the person do what they're doing, or we could say these chants. Now, I'm a person who tends to, in the past, had trouble thinking when there is noise. and focusing and taking action. When we were doing something that I was scared to do, or that I felt would take a lot of focus, I could not stand people saying this wonderful chant. I could not stand people cheering me on with this way. It was distracting my mind. But that was when I was in fear. When I was not in fear, when I was doing something I wasn't scared of, I plunged into it with tons of energy, and I chanted along with them. Very interesting. Fear gets us in the mind, and it blocks the possibility of energy movement. The third reason why I wanted to share with you how you can raise your energy is through meditation. But it's not just through meditation. Very specifically, the meditation practice that I've been doing is one where you focus at the spiritual eye, at the point between the eyebrows. People say that's the seat of the highest consciousness. Science shows that that's also right where intuition gets triggered. The brain activity happens there when we're using our intuition. So it's a very important part of the brain. And again, I mentioned earlier, when we're happy and energetic, energy is raised. When not, we're lowered. So you could just think of it that way as well. So now when you sit and you meditate, is to focus at the spiritual eye. Eyes closed and just gaze them up slightly. If you look up too high, you'll get a headache. Then you're going too much into the mind. But the other thing to do, if you have breathing exercises that you're doing, then to really think of deeply breathing through the center of your spine. Because remember, I talked about quantity and I talked about direction. So you want everything to move together up to that point. And this is also making me think of, because I'm not going into detail here in the techniques, but I've actually recorded over 20 30-minute guided meditation videos. Those are all available through the membership program on my site, www.avitalmiller.com. And then once I get a few more people, this is a new program, but once I get a few more people, I'll actually lead an introduction to meditation workshop so that you can more specifically learn these techniques and practice it on your own. Anyways, if you have any questions, other thoughts to share, please comment below this video. Please let other people know how they can have all of this energy so that they can live the most fulfilled life and do all of the things that we all crave to do. Many blessings. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.